I hope the Eagles are the game that gets him fired. That would make me, Brian Daboll, I hope the way you just strutted up and down the sideline in New York and everything else, peeking into the fucking medical tent, doing this, doing that, like, you little fucking assholes doing backflips on the sideline and everything else and fucking butting heads.
Get out
like,
here.
Scadaboo, fuck you. Like, I hope we whoop your ass. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Russell Wilson's out here. Come on. Get out of the tent. This guy's terrible. He's doing high knees out here.
So bad.
Welcome to Tailgate Talkers, NFL Week 8.
Week 8, episode 6.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, guys?
I'm in such a good mood, by the way.
Justin got his long-awaited win over the worst team in the NFC North. And
I don't know about that. I really don't. I would probably predict the Vikings to win against Chicago.
Really?
I think so.
I take the Bears.
Well, maybe, I don't know. It depends on what Carson Wentz you're getting. Anyway.
Yeah. Packers got a win as well against a
Which
not so great Cardinals team. Well, not non-convincing win.
non-convincing win, but hey, a win's a win. You are number one in the NFC.
Win. Yeah.
So congratulations there. Meanwhile, Carson Wentz, the check is in the mail.
Also, by the way, like, who was the one that had faith in your Eagles last week?
That's very true. That's very true. See how he turns this around on me? This is supposed to be my fucking day. He just turns it around.
Oh, this guy.
All right. So we got our pick standings. By the way, we're both 8-7. Dane went 2-1 last week. I went.
Here we go.
Oh, that's actually sounding kind of cool. I like that.
Dane went 2-1 last week. I went 0-3. That makes us both 8-7. So
right.
yeah, we got game reviews. His Packers narrowly escaping, grabbing victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yes.
The Philadelphia Eagle Jalen Hurts against the Vikings. He's just rolling his eyes. The Lions beat the Bucs. We got weekly news. Russell Wilson against Sean Payton. That beef. A lot of beef. Pause. Brandon Graham ends retirement. Joe Flacco's performance. Mike Evans fractured collarbone. We have a buy or sell game where I have 5 topics. We'll see if Dane buys or sells. He has not seen these. Then we go over fantasy, last week's results, overachievers, underachievers, stardom, situms, and then we review 3 games for this coming week.
Yep.
Why don't you get into your Packers?
All right. Packers, Cardinals. Really important game. Good win for the Packers. I will say not the most convincing win. Cardinals are probably either the worst or the second worst team in the NFC West, but I'll do defense first. Packers defense. A couple of things. I think we actually played the run pretty well, although there's not a lot of running talent in Arizona. Now, as far as the pass, our secondary is struggling. We're just we're letting average receivers cook us, and I think
What?
I think part of the issue is I think that our strategy is we're using zone as a way to give the D-line time to be able to get home to sack the quarterback, and it did work a few times. And truthfully, Micah Parsons, he looked like the guy that we went out and traded for. 3 sacks, a couple of them in really big moments that changed the game. And then I also shout out to Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary had a big strip sack in a moment that kept the Cardinals from going up 3 scores and perhaps ending that football game towards the end of the game. So really good effort by the D-line. I think our secondary play is lacking, and I don't necessarily think it's a scheme problem. I just don't think we have the dudes to match up with some of these guys. So I think what's going to happen is I think our D coordinators, we're going to have to get a little creative with our defense and trying to, cover up some holes and find ways. I mean, other teams do it though. Other teams find ways to use guys that a lot of teams wouldn't consider to be blue chip guys to still play to the strength of their defense, which right now is our D line. So I think it has, I don't think it's hopeless whatsoever. I just think that there need to be some tweaks. So offensively, ran the football decently against the Cardinals. My one, I guess, comment about Jordan Love was I think he had an okay game. It still doesn't feel like he's hitting his ceiling or getting close to that. It's just that some of his decision making in some critical moments, for example, the 4th and 5 late in the game, Romeo Doubs was open, misses him. Instead of hitting Devontae Wicks in the flat for the easy first down. Situational football is so important because you leave points on the board, especially when you're in the red zone, and just taking that simple play, which allows you to have, a whole new set of downs, which totally, creates a whole new opportunity for something else to happen, perhaps a touchdown or a shorter field goal. Mm-hmm. I think part of the reason too, that Packers went for it a lot on 4th down in this game. And I think we don't trust our backup kicker right now. I mean, he did get the Packers record, 61 yards.
I feel like a bunch of teams are doing that. It's just the thing to do now.
The Rams,
to go for it. Yeah.
The Rams don't trust their kicker either. I just think there's been a lot of inconsistent. Well, it's interesting. So I feel like field goal kickers have been able to kick longer, but I just feel like this year, like when you consider blocked field goals, and then all of the missed field goals, I just think it's like kickers are being able to kick it further, but I feel like it's been more inconsistent,
I agree.
So just kind of interesting. And also I just think there's kind of a talent gap in between some of the really, really top guys. And then the rest of the league, it's kind of like there's a lot of kickers that aren't close to that level. You got Brandon Aubrey, guys like that. It's just, it's some of these other guys, they're not even in the same universe as a guy like him. So, okay win. Honestly, it doesn't make me feel good.
Arizona's been they've been playing teams tough. Like
yeah,
good teams
that's
tough.
true. Indy, they did play tough in Indy recently. So, and a win's a win. We'll definitely take a win. We needed that. Still have the 1 seed in the NFC, but I just think things are going to have to get better for us to beat some of these more dominant teams, especially like the Lions.
It's crazy because you are 4-1-1, 4-1-1, and you got the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Seeds 2 through 7 is 5-2. It's just crazy. It's such it's so jammed up there.
Yeah.
Pause.
So, anyways, you want to get into your Jalen Hurts delusions?
Delusions. Here we go.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
I'm a little bit out of my mind. Okay, so Jalen. The whole reason why we started this podcast, I said Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback.
That's what got this whole thing started.
It's literally how this started because we
just beef every day at work.
Well, since week 3, so 5 games, over the last 5 games, Jalen Hurts statistically, in pretty much every statistic, is a top 5 quarterback. The first 2 weeks, the Eagles tried just taking over what they did last year, just run. And when they realized they can't run at all, they started passing. And he is a top 5 quarterback statistically and resume wise. So everything says he's a top 5 quarterback now. I finally have that. Not as early as I would say last week even. I would say he's not playing like a top 5 quarterback this year. I still considered him top 5. But when you had Baker Mayfield doing what Baker Mayfield's doing and Dak Prescott doing what Dak Prescott's doing and even Daniel Jones and the list goes on and on and on, I'm like, yeah, he's not really, he was starting to throw for 280 and he was starting to throw for 2 or 3 TDs. But I was like, the Eagles offense just looks just fucking functional. But yeah, so he went 19 of 23 for 81% completions, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a perfect 158.3 pass rate. And the only quarterback so far this year to get that, and the only 3rd Eagle in football or in team history to get that. He had the 2nd best EPA per pass against a Brian Flores defense in 3 years. So that's all the good. That's all the good. I get to Jalen Hurts. But Eagles fans, we really shouldn't be happy. We shouldn't be happy. You got to think about this. There was some good. So play action. I've been screaming, like, can we get under center and actually run some fucking play action? They're so set on stopping Barkley. Let's use that against them. You got freaking AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and I think freaking Dotson is hella underrated. We never throw to him, but every time we do, he makes a spectacular catch. Like, the dude's good. Dallas Goedert's no scrub. So I'm just like, what are we doing? Our offensive line is much better. They're not perfect. Believe me, they're not perfect, but they are much better at pass blocking right now than run blocking. So prior to last week's game, the Eagles called a total of 5 play action plays from under center. All first, 6 games. They called 4 in total last week. Hurts was 4 for 4, 121 yards and a touchdown.
Got to do more of that.
Hello. But let's get into the negative. I just told you how great Jalen Hurts played. That is not sustainable. Not because I'm not a believer in Jalen Hurts. It's just he's the only one to have a 158.3 pass rating. It's the only time in his career he ever had one, and it very well could be the only time in his career he ever gets one. Like, that is not sustainable. He played a really, really, really good game, and we barely won. Carson Wentz did everything in his power to give us the game, and we barely won.
Yeah,
we can't run the ball at all. Like a 50-yard touchdown pass on a go route's nice, but does it always have to be on like a 4th down?
Mm-hmm. Why do you think the Eagles can't run the ball? Do you think it's a scheme issue? Do you think it's a O-line talent issue?
At first, I thought it was a scheme issue because it was always inside zone. We only ran out of a 3-by-1 formation. For those of you that it just means 3 pass catchers on one side, 1 on the other. Sometimes we would start in a 2-by-2 and they would motion one over to make it 3-by-1. So we would always do it either out of pistol or out of like a 3-by-1 formation. And it was always on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10. It was so predictable and it was always inside zone. Now they were trying to mix it up a little bit, running outside trying to mix it up a little bit more. We even ran on a 3rd and 5. I don't know, maybe trying to catch them off guard. I don't know. I think the interior of the offensive line is just shit right now. Landon Dickerson is playing hurt and he taps out every fucking game. We lost Cam Jurgens early. I mean, we were running the ball kind of well in that first drive, and then Cam Jurgens went out. And then it was shit after that. So I'm hoping that's a correlation. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And then Steen is not as good as Mekhi Becton was last year. Just not at all. So the offensive line is just crap. I can't even get into if Saquon Barkley has lost a step or not because he has no freaking chance.
You can't evaluate him. Yeah.
He's got a guy or two in his face immediately. And it's just like, oh my God. I can literally sit there and be like, hey, on a 2nd and 10 or even a 1st and 10, I'm like, hey, it's going to be a freaking run and we're going to gain anywhere from -1 to 1 yards. Mm-hmm. It's that fucking predictable. So you got to think about it. Like when we have a lead, we were beating Tampa Bay's ass up 24-6. We couldn't salt it away. We had the lead here. And I was nervous going in because they cut it to 6 points.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I'm like, we're going to have a fucking quick ass 3 and out because we can't run. Mm-hmm. It drives me crazy. I think this was the best game Jalen Hurts played. Yes, the first Super Bowl, he was dropping dimes. They were more impressive throws. But this one was literally him calling audibles at the line and buying time in the pocket and rolling out and pointing to where people that basically means you benched your offensive coordinator. That's basically what that means because the play calls themselves aren't doing shit. So when you think of everything that went in your favor, Carson Wentz literally, like when I say the checks in the mail, like he literally did everything he could to here, Eagles.
Give this game away.
Yes. He was ass in the first half.
Yeah.
And you can't run the ball. The offense, the play caller can't play call at all to save his life. I was happy with a little bit more play action under center. That's about all I got.
Yeah.
So yes, be happy and whatever that Jalen played a good game, but it's not a sustainable recipe for success. And I'm still worried.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like this year really, unfortunately it seems like the team that's becoming the most consistent is the Kansas City Chiefs, but you just look at a lot of these teams and there's like something that you're worried about on every team. I just think there's not a team that feels like it's complete right now through 7 weeks.
Even the Lions, which, great segue.
Secondaries. Yeah, exactly. We can talk about the Lions. What I wanted to, are you done with the Eagles? Yeah. Lions, Bucs, what I was really impressed by with that team is how resilient the defense was against Tampa Bay. Now, I will say, of course, we're without Mike Evans. We're without Chris Godwin. Mika Ibuka is, coming off an injury. So, Baker Mayfield didn't have a lot of his weapons. Bucky Irving's out, but
he always has one, but it's a different one every game.
Yeah, he's just like, how impressive is it that the Lions are like, on their 8 corners deep, and the way those guys played, I mean, they shut down Tampa Bay's, shots deep. They really kept Baker Mayfield holding on to the football, taking coverage sacks. Really impressed by how the secondary played.
It was funny on the broadcast because they're like, this Lions defense is playing out of their mind despite all the people dropping like flies. And I get it. And they did. In that game, that is a true statement. They played out of their minds. But you're still going to your second, third, fourth guy. Like at some point, like there's common sense. Yeah. They're not going to be as good. And I think the reason why Lions get injured all the damn time is it's just the way the culture is. Dan Campbell, he wants you playing absolutely out of your fucking mind. Bite the kneecaps.
Run through a brick wall.
Yeah. And eventually that just takes a fucking toll on your body.
Yep.
So I was pretty surprised that, not so much, I think I picked the Bucs to win, actually. I should have took more clout in it being in Detroit because that place is so hostile.
Yeah.
But I would not have been surprised with the Lions winning, of course. I was surprised at how thorough that ass kicking was.
Yeah. And I guess, Mike Evans, man, sad to see him. That's part of our weekly news, but sad to see him come out with the fractured collarbone in this game. Such a legend. 11 years in a row with 1,000-yard receiving seasons. We might
as well get in the weekly news and start there.
Yeah, crazy stat.
Do you think
he's
do you
out
think this
for the
is
season?
last year?
I don't think so. I think he's still playing at a really high level. I don't know if he'll ever be the same guy.
Will this be the first year he did not get 1,000 yards?
Yeah, in 11 years. Yeah. I think he's done for the season, I'm pretty sure.
They said he might be able to come back in 8 weeks or something like that. Yeah. It was something on Twitter that I was seeing.
I don't think he'll get 1,000 then. But
yeah,
just a legend. Amazing football player. Really big leader in that locker room. So big loss for the Buccaneers. Honestly, though, I think the Buccaneers are going to be okay. I think they have.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a big weapon, but there's a lot. They actually have some depth.
I think Mbuka is their best receiver.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of it's age. Mike Evans in his prime, would we still be saying that? But right now, he still has him, and then Godwin, and then you get Bucky back.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll be good.
Actually, one other thing about the Lions, man, how good is Jahmyr Gibbs and Aiden Hutchinson? Oof.
He's in my top 3. Right now, if I had to rank them, I'd probably put Bijan first, Taylor second, and Gibbs third.
I was also so impressed.
And then you could probably put them in any order.
I was so impressed by the run blocking in Detroit too. Some of those holes he ran through were just, gosh, a truck could have driven through those.
Yeah, it's like their defense coordinator never left.
Vita Vea,
their Ben Johnson never left.
Sorry. He played the whole game. Vita Vea played the whole game, but gosh, they had a plan.
I was shocked.
They had a plan for that defense.
Yeah, because I actually took the under on Jahmyr Gibbs. Just knowing Tampa Bay, they just do not give up rushing yards ever. And you put a good point. I think it was 60 or something like that. But I was thinking Tampa Bay's defense. Gibbs and Montgomery, they're going to sit there and kind of go in and out.
All he needs is one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What takes one to the house? It's crazy. It's almost
But it was so much more than just one. That's the crazy thing. It was a consistent. That's what surprised me.
It's crazy. I almost feel like the Lions.
I love how we're back on them.
I know they're in this I almost feel like they're in this catch-22 because I think they really want to use David Montgomery, but they see how explosive Gibbs is, and it's literally if we just give him one more touch this week, he could take it to the house. It's that good.
Yeah.
So
other weekly news: Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. This is getting spicy. I love it.
Did you see the tweet, Russell Wilson?
I saw some tweets. Which tweet are you talking about?
So he had a tweet out that talk. He basically said
about the bowl, about that bounty bowl.
So no, it was about Sean Payton being classless and about what the comments he said. Sean Payton had a comment this last week, and I think it was a post-game interview, I'm pretty sure, after they played the Giants, where he basically said, we were hoping that the Giants would bench Russell Wilson after they played us in week 7.
Which, to be honest with you don't put that out there.
So, and you could tell
it's the truth, but you don't put it out there.
You could tell when Sean Payton was saying it, like you could tell he was thinking about whether or not he should do it. And he's just like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I just hate Russell so much that I'm just going to send it.
Like, I don't like Russell Wilson either, but like, if I'm Russell Wilson, like, damn, bro, like, fuck.
I know. It's crazy that Russell Wilson didn't just hang it up and be like, you know what, I'm a Hall of Famer. Why don't I just go spend my time with my kids and my wife, and walk into the Hall of Fame?
I think he was a surefire Hall of Famer.
He might play himself out of a Hall of Fame spot. He's playing himself out of one.
There's a thing called recency bias, and one year's one thing, but like over and over, you start just getting bad taste in people's mouths about you. I don't know.
Yeah. And when you stink it up like that, it's just, it doesn't make people want to vote you into the Hall of Fame. Even honestly, until this season, I was thinking kind of the same thing about Rodgers. Rodgers is going to be a Hall of Famer regardless.
He's doing okay enough. The thing about Rodgers that drives me crazy is like, if someone doesn't catch a pass or someone doesn't do exactly like what he'll eye roll and he'll just shake his head. Your teammates can see that, man. Yeah. Like, it's a bad look. It's just,
yeah, he's a diva.
In other news, Brandon Graham, former defensive end of the Philadelphia Eagles, 37-year-old Brandon Graham comes out of retirement.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Eagles are saved.
We are saved. 37-year-old Brandon Graham's going to come and save our season.
All right.
They are desperate for bodies. I will be shocked. I will be so I'd put money on it right now. The Eagles are going to trade for a pass rusher. I'm hoping it's someone of clout. I'm hoping it's someone that's like worth anything. I don't want to be someone that I have to like look up like, who the fuck's that? And I'm hoping it's like, I want freaking Crosby. I doubt it's going to happen. I want Hendrickson. I doubt it's going to happen. And probably be like Bradley Chubb or something along those lines. But we're going to get a pass rusher. We need bodies right now. Zizo, I'm going to fuck up his name. Izolar, the Giant, the former Giant defensive end.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
I'm not
Alajari or something like that.
He's hurt.
Alajari.
You had Zadarius Smith retire. So they're just in need of bodies. You have Nolan Smith, who they opened up his practice window, so he'll be back probably after the bye. So you get that back. But he was always kind of like, I always thought he was average.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly above average. He did really well in the playoffs, but they need bodies. So I get it. I'm not going to expect him to get like, he might have like maybe 1 or 1.5, 2 sacks the rest of the year. I'm not expecting much from that. I do think he sets the edge well in the run game. I do think he'll give us something there. And then overall, it's just veteran leadership in the locker room because everybody's like super fucking young. So sure. It can't hurt. So sure. But
shout out to all the Grandpa Grahams out there.
Keep your expectations in check is all I'm going to say.
Hit it twice.
You having fun?
Oh yeah, having a lot of fun.
And then so another
Old
news.
Man Flacco
against the Bengals.
Did you see
or
this one
Flacco
coming?
with the Bengals? No, I did not. I did not see that coming at all. I thought like he only had like 4 or 5 days against you guys. It was kind of like in the
5
first
days. Yeah.
It was kind of like in the first half. The second half, he kind of started getting a lot better. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, dude, against the Steelers, holy shit. Like, where the fuck is that coming? Like, I don't know. I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, the strategy of the day was throw it to Jamar Chase. Good things happen. 23 targets. Sheesh.
The chemistry already, though. Like, you're still going against an NFL defense.
It's crazy. I think it shows you how bad Jake Browning is.
I got a hot take.
Sheesh.
I got to watch how I say this because obviously Joe Burrow is good and dare I say even elite. So I got to watch how I say this. With Joe Flacco doing this good in that system with the Bengals, does that mean that Joe Burrow is not as good as we thought he was?
That's a good question. I think we'll have to have a bigger sample size. We'll see what happens. Give it a few weeks.
Agreed. Because I'm just like, I don't know. That was just amazing to me. I did not expect that.
I just think, man, that receiver room it's crazy. Even their third wide receiver, Iosivas, he's a really good receiver too. He's really impressive. So, yeah, amazing performance by Joe Flacco. Rolling back the tapes, it was just a really fun Thursday night football to see a Rodgers Flacco. You know what's crazy? I saw this stat. It said that the meeting between Rodgers and Flacco was in 2009. Jeez. There was like a picture of young Rodgers, young Flacco, and I was just like, man, 2009 feels like 50 years ago or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, you ready for some buy or sell?
Let's do it.
Do some buy or sell. Have you read these at all? Mm-mm. Okay. I thought you were like peeking over there. All right. Buy or sell. Right now, if the season ended right now, Dak Prescott's your MVP.
Ooh. I'm not buying. I'm selling. Only reason is just because the record. You know, I think there's no doubt he's playing like one of the best quarterbacks.
The record does matter for MVP. I mean, it doesn't matter for Offensive Player of the Year or anything. He could win that maybe. I don't know. It usually goes to a non-quarterback because the quarterback wins the MVP. But I think it's the record's what's keeping him out right now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, like you think about like if you're gonna make an MVP right now, honestly, like
Jalen Hurts.
I feel like, I hate to say it again, but Patrick Mahomes, he's like going to be that guy again. He's throwing for 300 plus every game and multiple touchdowns. And it's like Patrick Mahomes from 3 years ago all over again. So,
it's ridiculous, right? Like, go away.
Oh my gosh. It gets so old, but you can't deny the talent,
All right. Ready for number 2?
So, yeah.
All right. The Indianapolis Colts are currently the NFL's best team.
I buy that. I just think through 7 weeks, it's been consistent,
But who have they played?
So, they played Tennessee, Arizona, which aren't really great teams.
Right.
They
played the Rams and lost. I know. I get it.
That was a barn burner. And they really should have had, what's his name? Not Josh Downs, but Adonai Mitchell. Had he caught that touchdown and not dropped it through the end zone, they win that football game. So, really, the Colts won. It's just they really should be unbeaten. But I just think the way they're doing it, what I like about the Colts is that there's a lot of ways they can beat you. They're beating you on the ground with Jonathan Taylor, and they're beating you through the air with Daniel Jones and a variety of pass catchers.
And when you look at it, like the play calling and like everybody's in sync on offense, it looks beautiful.
They're not a one trick pony. They have a lot of different ways they can hit you. So I like that.
All right, number 3. The Washington Commanders, after being in the NFC Championship game last year, will miss the playoffs.
Oof. I buy it. And the reason why is I just think that a lot of their weapons are hurt this year. Jaden Daniels has been banged up. Gosh, he's banged up again. And their defense is just
his frame
sloppy.
Does not, and his style of play do not mesh.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. He's going to have to, I think
he's going to have to change the way he plays.
I think he could benefit from like learning from Lamar, because Lamar was a lot more slender not as slender as Jaden, but a lot more slender when he got in the league, and he beefed up quite a bit. Now he's not quite as quick as I would say as he was, but he's been a lot more durable. Yeah. So he may have to, play that kind of a style, and he's got good enough arm talent that even if he wasn't the same kind of runner, I don't think it would greatly affect his upside as a player. In fact, it'd probably help his longevity. So,
all right. So got 2 buys, 1 sell. All right. Number 4, Justin Fields will never be a first string starter again. Now he might start due to an injury, but he will never be like the official starter.
Oh, I buy this all day. It's time. I don't know how in the world he's still weaseling his way into starting NFL jobs. I think some of these coaches get so wrapped up in his physical talents.
Agreed.
And he is a really talented running quarterback. When, if you just took away all of his, throwing film, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy's a weapon. And truthfully he is. It's just, dude cannot run it, cannot read a defense.
If that's all you can do, teams will figure you out and stop that.
Exactly. I mean, gosh,
he has no change up pitch. It's just the same thing.
I almost feel like he's so physically talented. I almost feel like he could be a wide receiver sometimes, Yeah. It's kind of crazy that it could throw the football, It's
like a little 4-string receiver, your 4th or something.
Or you just make a special package for him, and he's like your 3rd stringer, and he comes in, and I mean, you could run some crazy stuff, have a 2 QB set, or I don't know. Somebody could find some creative stuff. But as far as being a franchise guy that's going to carry your team to the playoffs or to a Super Bowl, no. Justin Fields is, that ship has sailed. Chicago, he went to Steelers, now to the Jets. I mean, he's had so many chances with, I can't really say decent franchises. Probably the Steelers is the best franchise he's been
Bears, Steelers.
So, yeah, but, he's been given more than a fair shake. And,
agreed. Yeah.
And Tyrod Taylor looks like, looks 1,000 times better than him at throwing the football. So I think it's over. I think it's done. I think the Justin Fields experiment has run its course. And I can't see another coach wanting to bet their career. I mean, honestly, the head coach of the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn, he might lose his job because of how much he's invested in Justin Fields. It might cost him his job because he's 0-7. Yeah. So.
All right, last one. This is kind of a two-parter, so you got to agree with both or disagree with both. It's official. The Madden curse is real, and Saquon Barkley will have less than 1,000 yards.
Oh, Madden curse is hard because I feel like in the earlier years of the Madden curse, it was real. It was like every single year you get on the cover. You're injured.
Now it's almost like every other.
And I think I almost feel like the curse is fading a little bit. But no, I think Saquon's he's gonna have a stronger finish. I believe in the talent. I think that things are gonna get fixed. They have to. I mean, you brought in this guy, you paid him all this money. He's too good to not use in different ways. I wish that the Eagles would use him in the passing game more. I don't know why they don't use him in the passing game. It's crazy.
I don't know why they don't do a lot of things.
It's wild. You have so much potential and I just feel like it's wasted because there's just a lack of creativity. But it's got to get better. I think he will have over 1,000. I mean, gosh, how many did he have last year? Like 1,600 or something like that?
For what do you mean?
Like rushing yards?
Rushing yards, Saquon?
Yeah. Was it
2,000. Yeah.
That's crazy that he'd go for
actually,
half.
like if you count Super Bowl, he was like over 2,500. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I think
I knew he would go low. But I figured it'd be like 1,600 to 1,800, like in that range.
Yeah.
Dude's going to struggle to get 1,000. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I don't think it's him.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, he'll get 1,000.
I don't think it's him. He has nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That was buy or sell. I don't know. You like that? We might try to.
That was good. I like that. Maybe I'll do one for you.
Yeah, cool. All right. We're going to get into fantasy.
It's time for fantasy football with Dane and Justin. Get ready to dominate your league.
Dominate your league.
Dominate your league. All right. Last week's results. So for me, I told you to start Justin Jefferson. I didn't think Quinion would play.
Yeah.
He had 10 targets, 5 receptions for 79 yards and 0 touchdowns. Very mid game. It was actually Addison that destroyed us. So, and then I had you sit Jackson Dart. I figured against that Denver Broncos defense, whatever. Dude went 15 and 33. So actually it was like 40-some %. Like his completion percentage was ass, but 283 and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ooh. So that was maybe a little bad advice.
Yeah, I think I had you guys start DK Metcalf, and I got the weeks wrong. Week before I wanted you to sit him, and he went off.
That's true.
This week I wanted you to start him, and he didn't do a whole lot. I think it was like 40-some receiving yards, no touchdowns. So I don't remember who my sit was, to be honest with you. But
it's all right. They got on record. You want to do overachievers, underachievers?
Yeah.
Who's your overachiever?
Over, it's going to be Bo Nix, Denver Broncos. But the crazy part about this game, so in our work league this week, I was playing against AJ, who had Bo Nix, and up until the fourth quarter, Bo Nix had 9 points. And I was thinking, I was like, this is looking good for me. Bo Nix is underachieving. Giants are somehow putting the whooping on the Denver Broncos. And then he just decides to go and throw 2 touchdown passes and rush for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. He ends up being the QB1 for the week. So way to go, Bo Nix. Way to go, Denver Broncos, putting up a crazy game last week. My
overachiever, we just already talked about, Joe Flacco. Dude, damn, bro.
Yep.
I don't want to get into it too much, but I don't know if anyone really saw that coming. Dude looked, man, that might have been one of the better games I've seen him play.
Turn back the clock. Yeah.
Like, I know he was really good in that one playoff stint with the Ravens.
Won that Super Bowl. Yeah.
But man, what about your underachiever?
Good for Joe Burrow. Underachiever. This one's been going on for several weeks. Jameson Williams on the Detroit Lions. I don't think it's his fault either. I just think they're not using him like Ben Johnson did. I think that's one of the kind of utilized parts of that offense. That's a way that they could get better is by, scheming in some deep shots, maybe some reverses with them. Just been like kind of noticing that, and especially from where you drafted him in fantasy this year. I think he was maybe like a 6th or 7th rounder, but there was guys there like Buka and players like even Michael Pittman who have been much more productive than him so far this season. So just honestly, a guy that really hasn't lived up to expectations quite yet in fantasy this year.
Mine's Carson Wentz. I mean, like, you're going up against your old team, and you can sit there, you can sit there and say all you want in the media. Yeah, fucking right, dude. Like, this was your chance at your guys' place to fucking just whoop our ass. We were primed for it.
Yeah.
And the dude, like, you were getting booed by your own fans. Like, this is a spot. Like, the guy McCarthy, really? That's the only guy you got to hold off. Like, this could be another start for you, and you got weapons. You got Justin Jefferson and Addison, and you have all this talent with you, and you got a good enough defense with a defensive coordinator. Like, you could get in the playoffs if you do your part as a quarterback. You definitely got the talent to get into the playoffs and get into the dance and to make a run at, like, not just a run for this year, but like to have a home and to be a signal caller for your team, and to just shit the bed like that. My God,
might be Carson Wentz's last opportunity.
As a starter, unless there's injury. I mean, I guess that's kind of what the case is for here. But I was just. Yeah. I told you last week, it's either get good Carson Wentz or bad Carson Wentz. And he did throw for like 313 yards. Like, he did do that, but like,
you make all those mistakes, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. He's got no pocket presence.
Yeah.
All right. Start him, sit him.
Yeah. Who's your starts this week?
My start is Xavier Worthy against that old Washington defense. So I'm kind of going speed versus an old, slower defense.
Marshawn Lattimore, he's been getting picked on this year. Everyone's been taking shots on him.
I think that speed could be the ruining for the Commanders. What about yours?
I have a couple written down, but I was just thinking about it right now, and I was like, I'm going to call my shot. I think Aaron Rodgers against Green Bay is a start. I just, his comments about, this isn't a revenge game is a bunch of bull, man.
It would be a very Aaron Rodgers thing to do.
I just think he's so motivated by that stuff. He's so petty. Also, too, I think this Packers secondary is pretty vulnerable. I think the general public thinks that the Packers defense is a lot better than it really is, especially in the secondary. So I think Rodgers could really find a way to throw several touchdown passes and really pad his stats against his old team. So
then
starting Aaron Rodgers.
And Tomlin just doesn't lose 2 in a row very often.
Yeah.
So you probably
in Pittsburgh.
You probably wanted them to beat the Bengals. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
That's nice. All right. So my sit is Jalen Warren versus Green Bay. Green Bay's Packers have allowed the fewest fantasy points to running backs. So maybe don't start Steelers running back.
Yeah. My sit this week, Drake May going up against that stingy Cleveland Browns defense. Young quarterback, really experienced, really awesome defense. I got a feeling it's going to be one of these ugly, grinded out football games. It's going to be run the football. I think I could see it being like a, 16-13 kind of just ugly football game. So sit Drake May.
All right. Let's get into our game previews. You want to do your Packers at Steelers? Packers are favored by 3.5.
3.5. This is a tough one in Pittsburgh. You got a lot of storylines here. You got Aaron Rodgers against his old team. You got him playing the guy that replaced him, that he traded up in the draft to replace him with, which, he didn't have any knowledge of. So just a lot of kind of storylines. Also, he really butted heads with Matt LaFleur a lot in Green Bay as well. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Packers, we're due for a loss. I I just feel like this kind of lackadaisical, guess like we're going to barely eke it out against some of these teams that are not at our same talent level. I think it's going to catch up to the Packers this week, especially after the Steelers lose to the Bengals last week in a big upset. I think the Steelers are going to come ready to play. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have them fired up. It's an away game for the Packers, which the Packers have not been playing well on the road this year. I like the Steelers to win and obviously cover. I think I'd take them in a fairly high scoring game, to be honest with you. I'm going to say 30-27 Steelers.
30-27 Steelers. Ah, man, this is a hard game. I don't think the Packers want Aaron Rodgers to beat them just as much as I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants the Packers to beat him. Yeah. I think Packers got some pride too. I'm going to pick the Packers.
Nice.
See, now this is the reversal. Yeah. I have more faith in your team than
next week. You can say the same thing to me.
That's not happening. As far as score, I'm going to say the Packers cover, man. I'm going to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to say 27-20.
Okay.
27-20 Packers win.
What makes me nervous is that defense on the Steelers, man. It's pretty good.
It makes you
TJ
nervous.
Watt. Oof.
I was 0-3 last week. So maybe you should be more nervous on picking your team.
Yeah. Giants, Eagles.
Eagles.
I know you were saying you might pick the Giants again.
Look, the Eagles, I never picked them the first time.
Or to upset the Eagles again. That's what I meant.
It's so weird. So I think that this is such a oxymoron, but I think the Giants snuck up on the Eagles last time.
Okay.
But I don't want to call it a trap game because the Eagles were barely winning. They knew they had issues. When you know you have issues, I mean, you should be focused on having a good game against anybody, regardless who you face.
Yeah.
So I don't want to call it a trap game because they were never like flying high and just being amazing and whatever. Oh, now we face this team. Shit, we'll kick their ass. I don't want to call it a trap game, but I do think the Giants kind of we walked into a buzzsaw that we weren't ready for.
Yeah. In New York too.
Yeah. So there is that thing of okay, now we're the motivated ones. You're coming here into our hostile place. We're so much more talented than them. I mean, just look at the roster straight, from top to bottom. They can't hang with us. With that said, I got the Giants winning.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the reason.
Okay.
We are more talented than them, but the two places that matter the most is the offensive and defensive lines. And they have us on that. They can run the ball. We can't. They can rush the passer. We can't. And I just think despite us having a much better roster from top to bottom, ultimately that matters.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I would love to I don't think we would beat them 34-17 or whatever it was like they did to us, but I would love to whoop their ass enough to where it's okay, we felt like we got our payback.
Yeah.
Man, and this sucks because this is the only game, at least for the Eagles anyway. I know you guys already had your bye week, but this is the last game before, at least from the Eagles standpoint, before
Justin shaves his head.
I'm not shaving my head. So, as far as they're not going, they better not blow us out again. I'm gonna say they obviously win and cover. I'm gonna say it's something like, I don't know, maybe 27-24.
Okay, close.
Giants.
Yeah.
I freaking hate this, dude. I hate it, but it's just
Yeah. I actually have the opposite thought. I think the Eagles are going to be ready because the Giants beat them once. Also, the other thing that's really different about this game compared to the first time was...
Oh, I will say that... I'm sorry to cut you off. I will say that what does the way the Giants lost, giving up 30-some points.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Oh, gosh. What's crazy is I feel like Dayball was starting to pull himself out of a hole in New York. And then I feel like he just dropped himself back in it after losing the Broncos after pissing away that game on the road in Denver. It's just, you kind of feel like, okay, maybe he's making some headway with ownership to give himself another year. And then to lose a game like that. I heard this stat this week that teams in the NFL were So the last 1,006 games where a team was up by 16 points with 6 minutes left, 1,006 games have been won in a row. And
I hope the Eagles are the game that gets him fired. That would make me, Brian Daboll, I hope the way you just strutted up and down the sideline in New York and everything else, peeking into the fucking medical tent, doing this, doing that, like, you little fucking assholes doing backflips on the sideline and everything else and fucking butting heads.
Get out
like,
here.
Scadaboo, fuck you. Like, I hope we whoop your ass. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Russell Wilson's out here. Come on. Get out of the tent. This guy's terrible. He's doing high knees out here.
So bad.
So I actually have a lot of faith in the Eagles. The other thing I think that's really different from this matchup in the first go around is that Eagles are going to have Jalen Carter and they're going to have Quinyon Mitchell.
That's true.
So I think that's a whole different game changer. I don't think the Giants, and really even the first time around, the Giants didn't really run the football till late in the game very well against the Eagles. So I think also sometimes too, when you get ahead of a team, you have such an advantage because you're not just having to throw the football. You get to decide whether to run or to throw. So it just opens up so much more in the offense. It's such an advantage to be ahead in a football game. So I think it's going to be different this time. It's in Philly. I don't think the Eagles are going to get just kind of blindsided by this Giants team with a new, a QB on his third start.
I just thought of something. I so want to change my pick, but I'm not going to because that'd be stupid. But the Eagles are wearing their Kelly Green.
Ooh,
They've never lost in Kelly Green yet.
So yeah, I think the Eagles, I think they win and they cover. In fact, I think the Eagles they're gonna spank the Giants this week.
Be nice.
I'm gonna say 27-17 Eagles.
27-17.
With a convincing 10-point win. So.
That'd be nice because every single one of our, except for our loss, every single one of our wins have been like one score.
Close. Yeah.
All right. We got Cowboys at Broncos. By the way,
another game.
I take that about Giants at Eagles. The Eagles were favored by, did you say they were favored by 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So they cover. Yeah, Eagles cover.
Cool. Cowboys at Broncos. Broncos are favored by 3.5.
Oh man, this is a hard one. I mean, I love what the Cowboys are doing offensively.
I can't predict a Cowboys game. I can't do it. They'll lose to the freaking Panthers and Bears, but then they'll tie you guys. And they haven't really beat anybody yet, but
I think the key in this game is going to be Broncos defense, and because
Well, and actually, I think it's the other way because I think the Cowboys offense will score against anybody. I think they're that good. It's can the Broncos offense take advantage of that shitty defense?
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's another way to look at it. I mean, my thought was, can the Broncos slow down the Cowboys enough to score more points than them? Because it's literally like the greatest show on turf right now in Dallas. It's George Pickens, and now it's CD came back and looked like he didn't miss a beat last week. So.
Cowboys are going to have to run the ball a little bit. I know Patrick Surtain can't cover both at the same time, but Broncos have. I mean, I say this after freaking Dart threw for like 280 some yards on him, but Broncos defense does present some issues in the passing game.
Part of me wants to take the Cowboys, and that's just because I don't know if the Broncos can keep up on offense. I just don't think they have the weapons outside of Cortland Sutton. Who do they have? Offensively, I kind of want to pick the Cowboys in this game. I think I will. Honestly, I think
to cover,
to win, because of course they'll cover if they win.
Oh, that's true.
So I think I like the Cowboys in this game. I could see this game being a little bit more high scoring. I think maybe Bo Nix has to air it out a little bit to keep it with the.
I mean, they scored 30-some points in the fourth quarter.
So I think and maybe it's a good thing for the Broncos. Maybe they kind of need to open up that playbook a little bit, and because I think the way that Sean Payton wants to play right now is he wants to run the football and play good defense. And Bo Nix, he makes a few big throws every game, and that's all they need to win. I think that's what he's hoping, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it against the Cowboys. I think they're going to have to keep up with Dak Prescott and the way he's playing. So I'm picking the Cowboys. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say, sounds kind of high, but I'm going to say 31-27 Cowboys.
Nice. I'm going to say the Broncos win and cover, and they win 41-35.
Okay.
Because it's going to go 35-35 overtime, and Broncos get the touchdown. And I don't think they kick the extra point in that regard. So it'll be 41-35.
Wow. That'd be a good game. That'd be a really good one.
All right, guys. So that's, by the way, how do we sound? Do we sound a lot better?
Yeah. Yeah. Was it worth Justin selling one of his children to buy the setup?
I still have another one.
Yep.
Call me if you're interested.
Highest bidder.
All right, guys. That's it. We'll see you next week.
Tailgate Talker Nation. See you later.